Sometimes, you're harder on yourself than anyone else. You replay your mistakes. Every word you said, wrong. Every chance you think you missed. You question your worth. You wonder if you're good enough, if you're smart enough, if you're trying hard enough. You look at where you are now and compare it to where you thought you'd be. And suddenly, nothing feels like progress. But pause for a moment. If a friend was struggling the way you are, would you shame them? Would you tell them they're failing at life? Would you say they should have done better by now? No. You would listen. You would understand. You would remind them they're human, that life isn't easy, that growth takes time. So why don't you offer yourself the same kindness? You are allowed to be tired. Not every tiredness comes from laziness. Some tiredness comes from trying for too long, without rest. You are allowed to make mistakes. Mistakes don't mean you're stupid. They mean you're learning. They mean you're brave enough to try. You are allowed to grow at your own pace. Life is not a race. There is no finish line. You're late too. Progress doesn't always look like winning. Sometimes, progress is invisible. Sometimes, it's quiet. Sometimes, it's simply surviving. Sometimes, progress is not giving up, even when you want to. Sometimes, it's getting out of bed when everything feels heavy. Sometimes, it's choosing to try again tomorrow, even after a bad day. Be kind to yourself. On the days you fall short, those are the days you need kindness the most. Not the days you succeed. Not the days you feel strong, but the days you feel weak. The days you doubt yourself. The days you feel like you're going backward. You are not weak for needing rest. You are not lazy for slowing down. You are not broken for feeling lost. Everyone feels lost sometimes. Some people just hide it better. You see people smiling, posting achievements, living their highlight moments, but you don't see their fear. You don't see their doubts. You don't see the nights they question themselves too. So stop measuring your behind the scenes against someone else's highlight reel. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not failing. You are learning what works for you. You are learning who you are. You are learning what you need. And learning takes time. There will be days you don't recognize yourself. Days you feel unmotivated. Days you feel empty. That doesn't erase your progress. That doesn't cancel your effort. That doesn't mean you're starting over. Healing is not linear. Growth is not perfect. And neither are you meant to be. Be kind to yourself. When your mind is loud. When your thoughts turn against you. When your inner voice becomes harsh. That voice is not the truth. It's just pain speaking. You don't have to be productive every single day. You don't have to prove your worth by suffering. Rest is not quitting. Pausing is not failing. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. You deserve the same compassion you give to others, the same patience, the same forgiveness. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know before. Forgive yourself for choices made in survival mode. Forgive yourself for being human. You did the best you could with what you had at the time, and you're still here, still trying, still breathing. That alone is strength. Be kind to yourself. When you look in the mirror and feel disappointed, that reflection shows someone who has survived hard days, someone who kept going when giving up felt easier, someone who is still becoming. You are not broken. You are not a lost cause. You are not a mistake. You are becoming stronger, becoming wiser, becoming more aware, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. So tonight, let go of the pressure to have everything figured out. Let go of the guilt for resting. Let go of the shame for being where you are. You don't need to rush. You don't need to punish yourself into becoming better. You grow best when you're gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself. On the days you feel behind, on the days you feel small, on the days you feel unsure, those days matter too. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming, and that is enough.